Yeah, I'm just scoring this piece. This tool is a little old, so it doesn't score as well.
That's what she said.
It still works.
She said that too.
Yeah, I'm just scoring this piece. This tool is a little old, so it doesn't score as well.
That's what she
But
said.
it still works. And then just a little bit of moisture on there. Separates.
Okay.
Nice clean cut.
Try not to get the light in your eyes all.
That's alright. Okay, so we got that. And you know, I just realized our water bucket's a little full. I'll be right back. Fill that up.
Okay.
Get ready to go.
Ma'am. Say if you say anything illegal, I'll take it out.
Alright.
I say illegal stuff all the time. So I'm still here.
Very cool. So we'll go ahead and get this torch lit. Let's get the T1 too. So this is a propane oxygen torch. It's made for glasswork. Y'all don't need to worry about operating it. I'll do that for you.
Okay. Probably smart.
So this is the flame we'll be using for the most part. That is like a 3,800 degree flame. Extremely hot, extremely dangerous. You know, just picture it like it's a lightsaber, like it'll just cut your hand off. It won't, but it's gonna feel like it did. So, you know, be cautious. There's no need to have your hands anywhere near it. I got your really long handles to keep you away from it.
Okay.
So this is what we'll make our ornaments out of. A little inconvenient to work on a T-ball bat. So we're just gonna use little chunks, little sections, and I'll attach them to these handles. So first off, we'll just heat a little strip of glass here. And the heat isn't going to transfer, I mean it will a little bit up the handle, but not much at all. I'll show you, I'll get you a little better visual indicator of what's hot and what's not after I put a handle on here.
Oh, it's low.
Yeah, I see right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that light will travel through the piece. This is the same kind of glass they use for fiber optics. Borosilicate.
Oh, wow.
Alright, so here we go. We'll come over here, we'll give it a little score mark.
What's the biggest item you've ever done?
Oh, I've done like lighting elements. I used to work for another guy. We made some pretty big like lights for some restaurant in New Orleans. I never saw them in there, but they were fun to make. It took like a whole summer to make like 4 of these things.
Oh, really?
All right.
Little test tube.
So we'll set that down for a second. Grab one of these. Here, let's save that.
How'd you get started doing this? Like a fire in the backyard, or?
No, I was doing a lot of research on it already, and I was like collecting just small items from more famous glass blowers. You know, I would never be able to afford a $10,000 vase, but sometimes you can find like a pendant from one of those guys for like 120 bucks.
Right.
So I was like doing stuff like that, trying to find, you know, maybe unknown glass blowers, all kinds of things like that. And then I eventually met one. We lived really close to each other in Dallas, and I'd just go hang out and still did a lot of research. Over time, slowly got equipment. And what's cool is a lot of those pendants I bought early on, I was able to sell for much more than I paid for them.
Okay.
So that helped me buy more equipment, stuff like that. So it kind of went, you know, fed into itself. All right, so we've got ends of these smoothed over.
You got anything around here?
There's one in the hall. We can just
I'll
leave
put
it.
in my pocket.
Yeah, or you can leave it on that gray
I'm
table.
partial Indian. I don't like the glitter.
That's fine. Yeah, table's fine too. All right, so here we go. We've got a handle. We've got some tubing with the hole on the end. We're almost there. I'd say my very first class, I thought it'd be good to have the students do this, and we barely even got to the lessons.
Oh, that's the sound right there.
Yeah.
Okay. I was looking over here. I was like, oh, it must be like blowing in that tube.
Yeah, it's just that turbulence, that air blowing across that hole gets it to start whistling.
I'm going to try not to say that's what she said so many times while you talk, but they know when I'm video, just like you're signing. So this is, which the you're blowing, it's going to be blowing in one end of this?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what our handle's for.
Fine.
Just kind of keeps us out of harm's way, and it's got a passageway in there so we can blow through it. So I'll come over here, heat another strip, and I'm going to score it again, just like we did first.
Okay, cut that off.
Yeah, and then I'll have a little chunk. I just call them blanks, or I might refer to it as the ornament. You know, when I'm saying that, I just mean our chunk of clear that we're using for the ornament.
Okay.
Couple more spins. And we'll just add a little score mark. Give that a little time. We definitely shaped it. I'm giving it a little time to cool down, and I'm just shocking it more by leaving it on those little wheels, and then with a little wiggle, it'll snap right there. And we got a convenient piece. So, you know, the way we make them, that end is naturally open. So first I'll close it. You know, there's 10 ways to do this little process, probably more than that. But I like this method, using this tool, because it leaves that side nice for the next one. Really, that's the only reason I do it this way. Saves me 3 minutes down the line.
Pretty sure the trial and error, you probably did a few other ways.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Or some other glass blower would be like, why do you do it like that? You should do it like this. And I try it that way, and I'm like, no, this way sucks. I like my way.
Okay.
All right, so this is what we'll start with. This is what I'll hand you to start working. Good rule of thumb, never touch this thing. You know, after I do this, I might make 2 at once. So there might be a cold one that I hand you, but still, no reason to ever touch this. Just never, ever touch your flame.
Okay.
As far as the heat transfer goes, you know, I kind of measure things in the width of the flame. So if we're heating here, the width of the flame, that's definitely hot, right? Whatever's in the flame, that's hot as hell. Right next to it, that's pretty warm too. That flame is bouncing to the sides, right? It's heating a little more. So Here, this strip of glass, the second width, that's definitely hot. You get down to this third one, that's where that flame, it can't touch it, but this warm glass here, just being right next to it, it'll probably keep this too hot to the touch too. But past that, here, you're not gonna really feel that heat transfer up it. So, you know, something like this, your handle, completely safe. You would never feel it get warm. You might feel some warm air coming off on your hand, but not on the handle. Now, I will say, if you swing that handle through the flame one time, it's going to be too hot to touch. So be really accurate in what you're heating. You know, don't take it lightly. If I tell you to heat that spot, put that in the flame. Don't put it over here and say, oops, I missed, and scooch it over. You're going to shock this piece and break it, most likely.
You'll take it all the way off?
Yeah, if we want to put this in the flame, put that in the flame. You know, don't put it and adjust, because you're going to crack this glass if you do something like that.
Okay.
All right, so our first step, we're going to heat up the strip of glass on the end. And when I say strip, I really mean kind of right off the edge, and I mean not the tip, but a strip of glass there on the end. So we're just going to warm this up. We're going to warm up about half the tube. Problem is, it can get tough to do that all at once. So we're going to do it in 2 steps. We're going to heat one strip here, and really this is good. We'll come out of the flame, and then right after this cools a little, we're going to heat this next strip of glass. That way we'll have half of it warm. This is going to just keep things a little more simple. You know, if I was making an ornament on my own without a class, I would probably just heat this whole dang thing at once. But it's tougher to do that if you don't have experience. That's why we do it in steps. Alright. Cool. So this is good. That's what you're looking for. And really all this is a preheat, so we have time to get our color on there. Get a little smaller flame. And I just figured I'd use this ruby red. So when you put your color on here, I would prefer that you put the color on the side of your blank. This way you can really see where your flame is. You can see what's going on, and you can separate these two pieces really easily because you got a good view of it. A lot of people want to kind of do like the pencil grip and do stuff like this. It's tough to get done what you want to do because this rod blocks your view, blocks your vision. So we're always using the side of the piece. Now that we know kind of how to do it, I'll show you what won't work. This glass cools off super fast. So we don't have the luxury of like coming over here, putting your dot, and then going to remove it. This is seizing up already. So it's stuck. I bet you I could get it off if I wiggle it. It might break off. Cool. It broke, luckily. But to get around that kind of limitation, since this stuff cools off so fast, we're going to place in the flame, we're going to melt apart in the flame. Where we place, melt away, all in one fluid motion.
Okay.
We don't want to linger on any one of those steps here because it'll make it harder. No, it'll just make it harder to do what we're trying to do. If this gets soupy hot, it won't want to cut. It's going to want to drip and drape. If it's too cold, it won't cut, right? So we need this kind of medium balance where we're not overheating, but it's definitely not underheated. Beeping like I had an error, but there's no error. Whatever. All right. So we'll keep going around this piece. Remember, placing the dots on the side. The flame is what lets you do everything. If you're out of that flame, stuff cools off too fast, and we can't even get it to budge. So we're always in that flame. I would say can put color on about half of it or so. We don't want to go too far down. I would say usually you can get about kind of like a crown, I'll call it. And then, you know, you get another little ring, probably one more ring. And that should be about half to a third or so. You know, you put bigger dots, you're going to run out of room quicker. If you put smaller dots, you're going to have more room for more dots. The size of your dots are determined by how hard you're pressing on there.
You was wondering?
Yeah, because I was looking at some of these and was like, I see some of them big and.
We'll get there. So we'll keep moving around. Let's get one more ring of dots on this guy. Always in that flame. That flame is what's going to separate these two pieces. If you're not in the flame, it's going to break. And then that's where we get into dangerous territory where we're shooting glass at ourselves or something, or someone else. We don't want to do that.
Jinxing me?
Yeah, y'all are y'all traveling?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Welcome to Houston.
I've been here for a couple food challenges, but
Yeah?
I stayed in Plano, Dallas area for like almost a year before.
Well, that's cool. What do you have? What places are you gonna eat here?
She
I
can't
haven't
tell
told
me.
him.
I don't know anything.
I just be like, we got somewhere to be at.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I'm a National Lampoon agenda guy. Like, I need an itinerary every hour, and I need to be there. But this is like my first trip. I don't know what's going on.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know anything, so.
That's neat. Well, we've got our color on there.
Hellraiser, ain't it?
So this is where we're gonna stop with our pattern. Y'all can go a little further down. I'm gonna stop here.
Just one more.
So
probably.
here now, once again we're heating the strip, not that very end, not that tip top, but this strip of glass.
Yeah.
We're gonna warm this up. The more you heat this glass, the more it closes, condenses, and thickens on itself. So we could really just keep heating this, and we get a big solid marble on the end. That's not what we want today for an ornament, but good knowledge. So we'll just keep heating here.
Pretty sure you do a lot of experimenting in here,
I
huh?
definitely do.
Whoops. You bought it.
So we're gonna let this piece thicken up a little bit, give it some time. It takes a while for that heat to soak from the outside in. And what we'll do, once it's warm enough, we're gonna come out of the flame, we're gonna puff this out. Now we're not trying to shape it or anything, we're just getting the shape of our bubble started. So here, something like this is good. Those dots are definitely starting to melt smooth, right? We're gonna come out of the flame.
Breathalyzer deal here
Puff
now?
this out, very gentle, nothing, not that I know what a breathalyzer is like, but nothing like a breathalyzer.
I do. Then they're like,
Yeah,
blow.
I've been so fortunate, but I've definitely blown into them for people before.
I'm gonna tell you what. When they say to blow into it, they know you're blowing or not because you need pressure. So you sit there and don't blow at all, and then they're like, "Hey, you need to blow." You try to, fake it. Yeah, you try to fake it.
Yeah, I was like 16 doing construction with like my girlfriend's mom's friend or something, and I'd have to blow in his thing in the mornings because he would still have booze on his breath from the night before.
Yeah, that's
I'm like 16 years old, like, this is how the world works. All right, so here we've got this real hot, and look at those signs, right? That's thickening, right? It's solid glass there. We're gonna come out of the flame, we're gonna puff this out. Wow. And not much, just a little movement. You can always increase your pressure, blow a little harder. You can't undo what you've put in there, right? So be gentle. You can always wait on me to tell you to blow harder.
Okay.
You really don't want me screaming, stop, 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 right? So go gentle. Go gentle. So here, now we have our bubble, kind of that area set up. Now we know, all right, now this is gonna be our bubble. We've got something to look at. Now we're gonna be heating kind of this lower strip where we heat the bottom side of the hemisphere. We're trying to get this stuff to get hot and then absorb this stuff. We're not gonna really worry about heating the tube. This bubble is gonna get warm enough that it's gonna heat it for us.
Okay. It's probably going to turn a little orange.
Yeah, we'll get there. And really, we're just gonna repeat this process where we're heating the bottom side of the bubble, it gets hot, it absorbs the cylinder. We're gonna do it in increments. You know, it would be tough for me to even do it all at once. I will sometimes if I'm being lazy, but it always ends up nicer and cleaner if you do it in steps. So now we're really getting here. And then here, it's much hotter. So you can see how much more important our spin is. The spin is so important, right? See how quickly that glass falls. So really we're spinning the whole damn time. The name of the game today, spin to win.
How many people record you like this? Like everybody?
No, not that often. Not that often.
Just us.
But I'm fine with it. We had Channel 2 come out here 2 different times, so that was really weird. And for me, I'm like, I was really nervous. I was telling my sister, I'm like, I'm so nervous, but at least my glasses are really dark, and I can like hide behind them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just gonna wear the glasses the whole time, and it was fine. It worked out.
I think I had Houston 30.
Yeah.
The 30, I had them at the Katie CC's Pizza Challenge.
That's cool.
The two-person one.
Yeah.
I did it by myself at the Katie one.
That's cool.
And they came out to backyard. Backyard has a challenge too.
Yeah.
In Houston. Backyard burger, something like that.
All right, so here, once again, we're kind of repeating that step where we heated the bottom side of the bubble. That bubble's absorbing the cylinder. We can give it a puff again. Remember, when you blow into it, always spinning. We're not trying to move the world. We're just going in small, small increments. So here, now we've got kind of a hot air balloon shape. We're getting closer. There's always a little scrap left over on this. So we're kind of getting to the end of our blank. We don't want our handle to end up on the final product. I mean, it's okay when that happens sometimes. We're not going to do it today. So here we've got it gathered down. Now we're going to come back and worry about this top. Our crown isn't melted in yet, right? This is when we'll work on that. And you know that top hand side, once we've got this bubble shape, it's going to heat up real quickly. So that's why we kind of just ignore it. We'll get to it later, kind of a thing. So we're heating this bubble, and then now we're going to melt the top dots in as we get our final shape on the ornament. Now when you're blowing into this, you know, you have time. There's no need to, don't rush it, because you can really kind of overdo it, blow too hard, things like that. So go gentle, have like a slow, kind of gentle pace, like we're doing, you know, yoga. I don't know what yoga's like, but like how I imagine it is. Very slow and gentle.
You just do too fast and thins out too quick.
Yeah, and really it's like you can't react quick enough if you blow too hard and don't.
You have to call it abstract after that.
Yeah. All right, sometimes you get a toe-shaped ornament. We don't really want them, but it's okay if you get one, but we're trying to make round ones. All right, so here we go. We're gonna come out of the flame, puff this. Say we have 10 seconds. I'm gonna take a full 10 seconds of blowing in it. And there we go. We're getting those dots melted smooth, right? So here, now I'm gonna heat this whole chunk. We're gonna blow out that last puff. We're gonna shape our ornament. This color is really cool. It's clear while it's hot. You can't really see where our dots are. You can kind of see them, right? After I get my ornament, let's take off our glasses. Might be a cool time to video. We'll watch that red just come back right in front of our eyes. So here on this final pup, I already said it before. We have 10 seconds to do it. Take your 10 seconds. Don't finish your shape in 3 and hope it stays that shape for 7 because it's not going to. So we get that shape real slow and gradual.
10-second mark, like
well, yeah, as it cools, you can definitely give it some more oomph, and I'll be there to tell you when. Just don't do that on your own. Wait for me. Wait for me. You know, main deal at first is just kind of blow gentle until you realize how hard you can blow. All right, so this is pretty good. We'll come out of the flame, get this last puff, shape our ornament over time. I think right about there, not too wide. So here, we're gonna chill here. That's our shape. We'll get a little more stretching out of it here in a moment on our next step. And then here it goes. There's that red just starting to come back. And then we got it back. There's our ruby red. That's called red Elvis. All the Elvis colors do that. They're clear and then they come back. So here, once you get to this part, you know, be proud of yourself. I made blobs for like 6 months. So this is gonna be way nicer than anything I did my first hour, that's for sure. I'll take over and I'll help you tear it off that handle and get you a little hanger on there.
You got your first piece you ever made?
I do, it's at home.
Okay.
It's just a blob. And remember how the color was just stuck on? I had it just like that, but all the color's broken off. So it's got like, it's this blob with little sharp spots on it with little blue flecks from the dots breaking off. Yeah, I found a demonstration going on at a strip mall. And I just kind of like parked and ran over and chatted with the guy. He's like, I'm gonna take a break, I'm gonna go get a beer, you can play with the torch for a little bit if you want.
Wow.
And that's when I made that blob, and I burned myself like 3 times in 5 minutes.
That's what I was saying.
Set it down on the table, tried to touch it again, and it was still like 900 degrees, but it wasn't glowing, so I thought it was cold.
Yeah.
And then he got back, and he's like, damn, dude. He's like, well, that's a good start. And he's like, that's basically how it goes.
Well, you didn't die, I guess.
It was funny. It was pretty funny.
Afterwards,
and then looking back, I was just like, I mean, it's a miracle. I didn't blow us up, because I didn't even know how to use the torch.
that's what I was saying. The guy said, oh, just go ahead and play with the fire while I go drink a beer.
It was funny. And then from that, you know, as I got more into it, those guys remembered me, and that helped. You know, having friends in the industry tell you about color things, and deals on stuff, and how to make stuff, all kinds of stuff.
Is there anything here that's more expensive on the colors? Like, hey, this is a really...
Yeah, like fuchsias and pinks have a lot of gold in them.
Oh, really?
So they get real expensive.
Uh-oh.
So this last step, I usually kind of give it a little bit of a stretch. If you don't like the stretch, that's fine too. Just kind of give it a little point. Then I'll come back.
You do like a Dairy Queen swirl thing on the top of the hill.
It's a bit tough to do things like that.
Yeah. It's not a beginner thing.
Yeah, might want a mold for something like that even. So we'll try to get this a nice kind of gentle, medium kind of bendy temperature where it's not that hot. too bad. Yeah, it's a little off. We can kind of. I think that looks good. So these pieces, we'll be able to cool off on those pads I have on the table. That way y'all can take them home today. And yeah, on this one I got options on where to cut it. Let's give it a little bit of a tail. Very nice. There's our piece.
Feel the heat from it.
Yeah, now nobody touched that for a good 10 minutes. Sorry about that.
Still feel the heat from back.
Yeah, and that'll really throw off some heat for a while. It's probably 1,800 degrees right now or so. So definitely give it a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Y'all have fun. Be safe.
Don't put your hand up there.
All right, make sure I'm in there.
All right. Yeah, let me go find you. I know I got a red. Let me find you the other color.
He said don't put it in the fire.
Don't put it in the fire.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you're here.
He said just practice your steam.
Oh, I was just about to put it in the fire.
See how you don't listen?
I'll just go to this side.
All right. We got this color handy. That end's a little rough. Let me give it a little point. And we'll be good to go. So remember, the first step, we're going to be heating a strip of glass on the end. Now, not the very tip, but a strip of glass. All right, here we go. We got your colors handy. Let's go for it. Where we're warming up that strip of glass on the very end of the
Am I
piece.
in there? If you do something stupid, you
Yes,
don't take.
you in there.
I'll say
It's
that.
on there.
Okay, just the very end.
Yeah. Keep heating. We're going to rotate in the flame. Build our heat in there as evenly as
How
we
fast
can.
do I rotate? Just a little like
Don't
this?
need to go too quick, but we also don't want to go too slow.
Right.
Just having it be even each spin is really, I think, what we're looking for.
You're looking for a certain amount of orange here?
Yeah, and well, the surface starts glowing first, right?
Yeah.
So I'm giving that time for that heat to soak into the piece. You need to spin a little more than this. And then right about here, it's definitely starting to warm. That interior is starting to warm. Let's keep your spin. We'll come out of the flame. Yeah, keep spinning. We're going to let it cool down. Whenever you got warm glass, make sure you keep it nice and horizontal. Don't ever go vertical. Good deal. And then here, we're just going to let that chill a second. And then we can heat up this glass right next to it.
Then go
Let's
in
go
it.
for it, yeah. And see, that spin's important. See, those pauses will kind of affect the shape.
Yeah, 'cause
It's not really that big of a deal here. And whoop, let's come back where we're just heating about half of it.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay if it's a little wonky because we're gonna blow into a bubble in a second, but we do want to have general control over it. All right, that's warm. So keep your spin. We'll come out of the flame. Let that chill.
Put a little line in there, it's orange. See that line is like a crack.
Sometimes, no, there'll be like an air bubble that would stretch the whole length of the tube. Sometimes there's stuff like that. Could have dinged against something when it got shipped over here. Could be a lot of things.
Private service.
That's not going to be on you'll never notice it on your final piece.
Yeah.
All right, so here, now we've got that end warm. You right-handed, left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
So we're going to put your color on with your right hand. Nothing to these colors. Both of them work about the same. They're a lot like clear.
Like a soldering iron. Just
Similar. Remember, get your color warm first, and then bring your ornament to you. Don't go to that ornament. So bring it closer, closer, closer. Get this a little warmer. A little bit hotter. And there you go. We go ahead and press them together. And then you're on there, but it's not going to want to melt apart. See? So give it time, right? Don't pull so hard that it rips. Now it'll cut. Nice. Pretty good. So we'll warm up again and go from there. That should be good. Press, it melts apart. Now this time it's much hotter, so you'll see it'll cut a lot easier than the last one. Just pull them apart. Very cool. A lot of it is just like little micro adjustments, trying to keep your color rod in the flame, basically, is all it is the whole time. Melt that apart, give it time, exactly. Press, melt apart. And then here and there, so we'll find that flame, yeah. Here and there, our rod gets a little soupy. So you might give it a little pause.
Okay.
Just kind of give them a chill to set back up, and really that's long enough already. Very cool.
Okay, nice.
So keep going, yeah, keep going down and around. I think it is nice to kind of try to keep it into like rings or columns or whatever, rows.
Guess I get home and start up the fire pit and start.
No.
Gotta order some glass and go to town.
No.
There, get that color rod a little warmer and we can use it. That's probably good. Very nice. And then remember, we do have that other color.
Okay.
Might consider, you know, how much do I want to use of each.
Okay.
Having that red fade to
What
the
about
other one.
this?
Yeah, I'll get it. And then here we go. We'll have it fade into our amber purple. There you go. This color's interesting. It's very clear while you work it as well. That flame burns the metals away from the surface, so it looks clear. The metals come back. The color comes out. Good. And then here, now we've got kind of that rod starting to get soupy. Let's give him just a heartbreak. Yeah, or a heartbeat out of the flame, or a heartbreak, I guess. And then that should be good. We'll reheat. And yeah, so what do we get, like 2 rings of red? Probably do 2 rings of this one, up to you.
Okay.
You can keep it to 1, whatever you want.
I'm an overachiever.
That's fine.
Ask her. She probably worse.
You know, you don't get to do this much, so why not?
That's what she said.
Why not push it? Whoop, up, and then slow
I
down.
shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, and
It's
then careful.
very
We don't want to go back together. That'll make it break and fly at you.
Oh.
Yeah, you saw me move away.
So what?
So that happened because you came up out of the flame. You went like this and then pulled, and that flame is going to be what keeps it safe and help it cut.
Okay. Sorry, my mind was somewhere else with that.
Oh, that's all right. And if you see that happen, slow everything down so you can, you know, cut it and be safe. Because when you move quick, you can't really react safely.
I was just gonna say this was like an eyeball, then I turned it over.
There he goes. Little evil eye.
Harry Potter.
Yep.
That's cute.
Yeah, someone just like gave me a little sliver of that bright yellow. I had never used it. I still have not really used it.
That's
But I was
cute.
like, this is a good lightning bolt color, and I just made that and
That's cute.
forgot about it. Been laying around for a couple of years now. There you go. Where are we at?
One more right here, and
Cool.
I think I'm done with it.
Nicely done. Sweet. All right. So here, I'll get that color from you. We're gonna get a bigger flame, and remember, you're kind of repeating that first step where we heat a strip, and then we're gonna puff it out. So let's go for it. We'll get this back in the flame. And yeah, we're heating that spot right there. That's exactly what we're looking for. So your next step, you're gonna puff it out while you're spinning. Not yet. While you're spinning, let's lower that side where we give it a little angle.
Oh, okay.
This will help it thicken a little.
Okay.
Just try to be wary of your angle this way too, because that flame will ricochet. So there we go. We're real kind of perpendicular. Keep your spin. There you go.
Rounder.
Yeah. So this will take some heat. It's real thick now. We haven't puffed it out. So, and it was cold. We didn't really. It's been a while since we preheated it at the beginning, right?
Yes.
So it's going to take a second to reheat, but once we get there, we'll be able to puff it out. After you puff it the first time, then it's thin. It heats much faster. It puffs even faster. So we're going to have to be cautious, more and more cautious the further you go, okay?
The more you puff.
Yeah, be very gentle. We really don't want to pop a bubble here. Kind of ruin all your hard work.
Oh, it's starting to get swampy.
That's all right. And if it ever gets a little off center, watch, we can help center it with just a very short pause.
Okay.
See, it only takes
the
blink of an eye.
Let me get that. There we go. Okay.
So here, this is getting pretty warm. It's definitely thickening. Why don't you keep your spin? We'll come out of the flame and puff this out. Let's go for it.
Right now?
Yeah. Always spinning, gentle at first. Here it's cooling already, so give it a little more oomph. Very nice, and then we'll reheat. Great start. So now we've got our bubble, air quotes, established. We're gonna try to heat, see, come back perpendicular. We're gonna try to heat that bottom side of the bubble so this stuff absorbs that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, right about here. Watch, this guy might want a little pause. Keep spinning. I think that's good, so keep spinning. So here, yeah, keep heating. And remember that kind of angle, really important on this step. When we use those kind of the angles like this, that flame ricochets away and it doesn't heat very well.
Okay.
And yeah, a little hotter, and maybe even less angle. Not so sharp. Yeah, just a few degrees. You can see now it's wanting to pizza pie, which is totally fine. Just one way it can thicken. All right about here is good. Let's keep your spin. We'll come out of the flame. Let's puff it out. Now it'll move easier, so be cautious. That's good. And then we'll reheat. Doing that same thing. Exactly.
Dango. There we go. Am I kind of getting it like we're in the
Yeah, you're doing great.
You don't have to lie to me.
Huh?
You don't have to lie to me.
No, you're doing awesome. I'm not lying. I never lie to my students. That would be unsafe. All right, so here we keep going. We keep going. Now that angle's a little extreme. I say let's go level for a while. Just not, we don't want it up either. So a little more time, a little more heat. But we're getting there, right? As it gets shorter, we get that diameter. Starting to get there a little bit more. So here, let's keep your spin. We'll come out of the flame. Give it a little pause. Now go ahead, we'll puff that out. And it's slow. We'll reheat. And then just same deal where we're kind of on that bottom side of the bubble. And see now here, now we've really got a lot of glass and it's thinner. So you got to be like way gentle on this puff.
Right.
And we'll give this some time to kind of thicken and absorb some of our cylinder, some more of our cylinder. All right, now that that's getting warm, let's give it the angle again. It's less pizza pie, so we can use some angle again, help it thicken.
that?
Yeah. And we'll give it some time. It's starting to thicken, more time in this angle, and with that heat, it'll absorb more glass. And then here, now it's wanting to do the pizza pie, so we'll level it back out. That's okay though. We're on top of things. We got control of it.
Right? You're making me feel better. I think.
You're doing great. You're doing great. You got a good spin. You know, sometimes it's harder for people to stay in the flame consistently, and the only thing that means is it takes longer to warm stuff up. So it kind of, you know, sometimes people get impatient or they think they're doing bad. It's like, you know, this is hard. I still am not having a perfect spin. I've been doing it for 12 years. Anyhow, you're doing great. Better than most. All right, so here, now this, I think we're really getting close to our final shape here. So we're gonna puff it out gradually over time. I'll bet you after that we might do one more puff to clean up the top.
Okay.
So here, yeah, here, we're gonna go. You got loads of time, let's go for it. Gentle, don't rush it. Chill, slow, but spin often. A little more puff, now that it's cooling, a little more oomph. All right, one more reheat here.
Oh, that came out a lot.
Yeah. So here, now it's really to shape. So we're gonna heat it, and that's gonna kind of deflate it. When you puff it out, don't blow like before. We're just barely re-inflating it. It's only gonna take a little smidge. And we're just trying to get that top, and we're also using this time to center it a little. I think that's pretty good. Keep your spin. Ooh, that's hot. And even before you blow, you might even just give it a few spins out of the flame, just to let it cool a little. I think that's probably good. So we're letting it chill a little. We'll get this final puff. Let's go for it. Gentle, always spinning. A little more oomph here. Really give it some oomph. And then let's chill right there. I think that's good. Very cool. Let's chill. I think that's a good shape.
Okay.
I might look at it a little closer in a second when I go to put the loop on, but looks good to me. Very cool. So we'll let that chill a second, and then I'll help you finish it up. I'll get that hanger on there. What shape do you like? Do you like the more stretchy ones, or do you want one a little more like my red one?
Not stretchy.
Stretchy? Cool.
Yeah.
I'll help you finish it up. Great work.
All right. Make it look good for me.
You did all the hard work.
You got me sweating there.
Yeah, it can get pretty warm.
I get more nervous than warm, maybe. I don't know.
There. Yeah, just looking at it. I might have you puff it out for me one more time. And here I'm going to get it a little extra warm so we have time to pass it off. So don't rush. You'll have a little time. And then once again, we're really just kind of re-inflating it very gently. Let's get a little bit of this stuff on. All right. Yeah, you got loads of time. Just remember, spin often. Spin a lot, puff gentle. There you go. And then, like right here, let's chill. I think that's perfect. Very nice. Yeah, we got, Yeah, we'll just keep spinning right before we pass it. What color hook you want to put on there?
I'll just do a green.
A green one?
Yeah.
Cool. I got it right here. Nicely done. Great work.
Thank you.
Hook. Stabbed my shoulder. Yeah, what I was looking at before, trying to make sure that bubble was thick enough for me to weld to.
Through.
Yeah, we just thickened it up a little bit. And I think we're good to go. We don't need this big old flame anymore.
videotape your whole thing with that? Like with this one? Because I don't need this one, but for mine, and then you can videotape yours.
How long do you spend like editing stuff?
That just depends on the video. Sometimes it takes 30 minutes for like a quick review, and then sometimes it's like 4 hours if I want to clone myself, like do extra stuff.
Yeah.
With the green screen and stuff. So I always put a lot of stuff into my videos.
That's cool.
Like if I think of a song while I'm saying something that sounds like a song, then I have to go get the song and put it in the background a little bit. It's like I always do extra.
I feel that.
And like 99% of people fast forward and don't even see it.
Yeah.
That's not even a lie. I like, man, people don't watch much of the videos. Like it's fast, like people just want to hurry up and get it over with.
Yeah.
I just don't like to fast forward my videos because I like you to fast forward if you want to. You know?
Yeah.
Like people always say your videos are too long. Like you can make it 2 seconds if you want. There's a fast forward button.
So that'll take a little bit. Not too long. Now we're just going to warm this strip and then come out of the flame and let it cool for a moment. Get this a little warmer before we come out of the flame. Now you're getting just maybe a little more than you want. To bring this in the flame again, we're just going to heat a little more glass. Exactly. Maybe a little more. There you go. Good spot. Might kind of come, yeah, this way a little bit, and then maybe a little left. Small differences help a little bit. All right. What do you think? Looks pretty even? Oh. Pretty even? Alright, so here, I'll take this. Let's go ahead and reheat that wherever your dots are, and then where you're going to place them to. Just kind of warm this glass back up. Give it another preheat. Nah, that's fine. I don't think it's that warm. Not really moving yet. And then remember, bring that ornament real close by. It's nice to not have to rush.
Okay, this is a fast forward. We made it home and I put them up in the window. Just wanted to show you guys. That's the one that I made. And this is the one that Tasha made. Okay, and we got the other glasses in there we got from, I think, on Beale Street. We got most of these glasses. When we find some stained glasses like that, we go ahead and put them in the window, all different colors. It looks real nice when you're sitting there. But there you go. Hey, thanks for watching the video again. If you haven't visited my website yet, the address is www.DaGarbageDisposalStore.com. You can navigate through the top, all these links right here. There is actually a question and comment form. If you have any questions or comments, fill that out and it'll go straight to my email. At the very bottom, there is a free newsletter. Just sign up right here and you'll get a weekly newsletter. So, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting on? Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit see all so you get all the notifications and don't miss the videos. Please comment. I like to listen to your comments and respond to you, so I do like to interact with you guys. Please share the video with your friends, family, even your boss, and have a great day. Let's meet other plans.